Welcome back to the final round of the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Star Series from Sydney Motorsport Park. And of course, a little bit of entertainment happening out there on the figure eight track as we've got the little drift kart out there having a bit of fun there as we set ourselves up for the epic battles that are coming your way here.
Yeah, we're heading into the top 8 now. We're going to see some exciting battles coming through. We've got Brodie Maher taking on Saxon Moyes. Now, this one's one that could really upset the championship tree. Glenn Ormeron taking on Scott Shembry, then Matt Harvey taking on James Abbott, and Jason Ferrin taking on Flash Smith.
Well, there we go. Two big battles. What will Jason Ferrin do against Flash Smith, who's really stepped up this round, and just to see the skill of his driving come through doing both the Pro-Am and the Pro Series here this weekend. But let's check it out. The first battle. This has championship implications. It's going to be Brodie Maher taking on Saxon Moyes. Now remember, Saxon Moyes was second in round number 4, the first time he's ever competed in the Hi-Tec Drift All-Star Series. So can he take out a big name like Brodie Maher?
Well, we've got to make sure that this happens. This is one that Brodie needs to tick off. If he goes through here, then he's pretty much sealed the championship. There could be a couple of implications, but if he gets knocked out in this battle, which he could do, Saxon, a brilliant driver, then that means that Jason Ferrin's only going to finish third or better to win the championship.
Anyway, look, the noise you can hear coming out of his car doesn't sound right. Something's wrong with the Bonnie Energy S13 there of Brodie Maher, and there's almost contact made. The hand is out. What's happened?
The hand's out the window. It sounds like it might have dropped the cylinder, whether it's a spark plug or an ignition coil. I'm not sure at this point in time. Maybe he did have trouble at a previous event where he blew off an intercool hose, although it doesn't quite sound like an intercool hose. That sounded more like it was a 3-cylinder SR20.
Yeah, you can really hear that tractor sound coming out of it, and he's going to call himself a little mechanical there. They will go and check this out by the looks of it. Talking to our officials right now, you think they are allowed to call a 5-minute mechanical, Dan, to try and fix the car between rounds? And there you go, the 5-minute rule being called.
Yeah, absolutely. So each driver gets one 5-minute mechanical rule that they can call. Obviously, we'd love to give them more and keep them out there, but we are trying to make a TV show and keep the thing moving forward. And we do have a curfew as well. We can only run up until 10:30 at night. So it's really important that we make sure this ticks through. So Brodie Maher taking that 5-minute rule pretty early, actually, in the top 8. Really, the boys trying to push it around. Now, the 5 minutes starts as they start to work on the car. So they can have a little look and see if they can work it out. You can see we've got Michael Smith there, one of our hard-working officials. He's going to be our official timer. So they're having a look now to see if they can work out what it is. And once they start working on it, which it looks like they're about to do now, that'll be the beginning of their 5 minutes. So 5 minutes starts now. What they're going to do, we'll have to wait and see.
Let's move on with our next battle. In the meantime, Glenn Ormeron will lead out over Scott Shembry in the BMW, who's chasing some issues of their own with that belt. Let's see what he can do in this run. He's already taken out Danny Pro, but can he go on and beat Glenn Ormeron? He's been super consistent in the series so far. Look at the Connect Electrical 86. Gets right out in the box there. Shembry's very, very shallow.
Yeah, Shembry just trying to catch up a little bit. He was a bit behind there. I mean, both of these two drivers have spent a lot of time going around the figure 8, and both of them won a championship. Glenn in the Pro-Am category and Scott in the Pro category on this particular circuit. So they know it like the back of their hand. I'm going to go a slight advantage to Glenn Ormeron on that one.
Yeah, we'll check out the Tri-Ace replay. This time you look, Glenn Ormeron super smooth there. Sticking on the line, the judges asked for right out in that section. We need to go wide like we just see Glenn go. Great shots there from overhead. Scott Shembry, though, he is, well, all the experience the world knows. I've just got to get that proximity back up and finish off this lap. And how close can he get? He's trying to hold on there, but you can tell the BMW doesn't quite have the power of the 2J power at 86.
Yeah, just a little bit down on the power of the BMW. Now as we switch him back around, we're going to send Shembry out in front to see what he can cook up in the kitchen there.
Look, you just never know with Scott Shembry, do you? Because he is going to use every bit of horsepower that car's got. He is going to take it in super fast. And look at this. He's back on the line, back in that box section. And Glenn Ormeron stalls up, and now he's out of the drift. Something's gone wrong there. Can he get back into it, or is it just where he stalled up through that middle section?
Well, I don't know what happened there. Maybe he missed a gear, but I'm pretty sure they're running a sequential gearbox in that. That's a really weird one. Could have been just a little gremlin, something from the rain yesterday. Who knows? Well,
you've got to be in it to win it. And Scott Shembry will check out the Tri-Ace replay. Look at this. The Hi-Tec Oils BMW. He just throws in with as much pace as he possibly can. Sticks it out there on the outside line there. Switchbacks here nicely. Transitions well. Keeps the car going. And Glenn Ormeron, can we pick up anything from the inside?
It looked like the car just stalled out, like it lost its boost and just stalled out. Whether there was a cut or he hit a cut or something, you know, the thing with tight tracks is that the temperatures can go up really high, so maybe you hit a temperature cut. I just don't know, but it just looked like all the power dropped all of a sudden there.
We get back to Brody Mayer down the pitch. You can see they are frantically trying to get those spark plugs out. They're checking the coil packs. Everything's being looked at with only 5 minutes. You see there, less than 3 minutes to try and fix this, and it sounded pretty bad there when it went into. It was missing cylinders, but all hands on deck at the moment. You can see the crew are there that come all the way from Tasmania to help him out. Now, remembering they work on this in the shed. So Brody does a lot of the work himself with just his close mates. They'll know every little bit about this. So they've got the right people down there, and hopefully we can get this done.
Yeah, well, we'll see how they go. Hopefully they can work it out. As we go here, Matt Harvey versus James Abbott. This will be a good battle too. Great drivers, really, really consistent. They'll be flowy, smooth as Matt gets out and starts filling that zone early.
Yeah, the Power Plus Fuels S13, how good is it as he gets the transition done? Oh, did they make contact there? I think I saw the bumper move with James Abbott, and maybe again. Look, Matt Harvey puts down a killer lead run, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very close in that transition there. And it might have unsettled James just a little bit there, dropping a little bit back. Jabs is closing back up again, but you can see no red marks on the front bumper, no white marks on the rear bumper. So I think that was mighty, mighty close. Let's have a look at the Tri-Ace replay and see what we can see.
Well, we're on board with James Abbott here. You can see the 2J's getting... You can hear that anti-lag when it's really in the car going. A little bit of handbrake. Oh, I don't know. It's so close, but it stalled him up there at that point. Then he's got to try and regain a bit of composure there, just get the car back on, gets it right out on the wall as well. Doesn't mind having a little bit of kiss with that yellow paint. Yeah,
Nigella loves a little bit of love on the wall, and she's had a bit of it this year too. Vango Rapid Repairs has been seeing just about all of those bars every single round. So let's see how they go here as they turn it around. James Abbott out in the lead, Matt Harvey to chase him down.
Here we go. Matt Harvey has been very, very consistent and on the line, but he's got to follow the car in front and maintain that proximity and try and emulate what they're doing. And here we go. They transition through the middle, and look, he puts that bar right on the corner there. Doesn't give him more than a foot of distance there as they go through the entire track so far. As we come into the final corner, this one's going to be close.
Amazing respect there from Matt Harvey. He knows that Jabs knows his way around here like the back of his hand, and so he's just prepared to put that car right up in harm's way and danger's way. A little bit of a spin, but that was after the finish line, so that won't affect it.
Check out the Tri-Ace replay, and I really love when he's up there on the anti-lane. You can see the screamer pipe just shooting flames down on the ground. The transition through here in the Hi-Tec Oils S15, really nice there, but Matt Harvey doesn't let him get away with anything and makes sure he sticks it to the door the entire way through this run, and it's got to be a great chase run there, and the win goes to Matt Harvey. Let's head down to Damien now in the pits, and he's with Brody. Is he going to get this car back?
Yeah, look, feelings are pretty raw down here at the moment. It's been amazing watching all this season, a bit of heartbreak at the moment. Brody, the car's come back. Obviously, you didn't get through your 5 minutes. What's happened?
So the car went down on 2 cylinders while I was doing my burnout. Massive credit to Saxton for letting me trying to restart it on the grid and waiting for me while I kind of digged around a little bit. So massive props to him. Tried to drive it on 2 cylinders. I was just really in the way, but I guess I was a bit desperate. We tried to fix as much as we can. We put some core packs and spark plugs in it, but there's nothing we can do. It's probably hurt the motor, I would suggest. But anyway, Matt's still in. Tasmanian Brotherhood. Yeah. Hopefully, if Farron gets through to top 4, Matt can take him out. We've still got a chance. It's not the way we want to do it.
If that is the case, where did you still take the championship?
If Jason doesn't get first or second, then yeah, I win the championship.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed, mate. I'm sorry that the thing turned out the way it did.
Let's go, Matt.
Well, you can really see the disappointment there in Brody Mayer's face, but this has championship implications now. Jason Farron needs to continue on. He needs to win this battle against Flash Smith as he leads out and the barrel wags, and look at him lay it down on the first corner.
Yeah, it really does. I've been crunching the numbers hard, and Jason has to make it through to the top 2. Brody knows where it is. He's already said that's what's got to be. So he's got to win this one, and then he's got to go on and win his top 4 battle, and he'll secure a championship. So first and foremost, though, Flash Smith, got to take him down.
Look at the proximity, the distance that he's extended over Flash Smith through that section. That wagon is so fast, it's gripped up. And we'll check out the Tri-Ace replay here. He sets himself up for the first corner and doesn't matter there. He makes sure it's nice and wide out on that line the judges were looking for. And look, he's looking very comfortable. It is a big wheelbase car, this wagon.
Yeah, it is a big, long car. It's a bit more tricky to flick around in this tight and twisty section. The S15 behind a little bit more nimble, but you can see once it gets to the longer, straighter bits, it stretches its legs and it starts to gap Flash a little bit. So a great run by Flash, really sticking it in there early and being committed, and that's what he needs to run in the pro category. But Jason Farron after a championship.
Well, you can see there Flash Smith will now lead us out. Never say it's over till it's over, because anything could happen here. Jason Ferrin, what's going through his mind at the moment? Has he got that attitude he spoke about in the interview earlier? Is he just having fun this weekend when he knows now he's got a big chance at this championship? Having a look, sticking to the door of Flash Smith as he goes through. He's not going to let him get away, and you know there's a whole heap of power as they come out of this big right-hander.
Very relaxed sort of driver. There's Jason Ferrin, and you can see that in the way he's just following along. He knows he's got a little advantage over Flash Smith, though, although very shallow there, trying to give it away. Flash with the arm out the window. He's pretty excited. He's happy with his weekend.
Let's have a look at the Tri-Ace replay. Flash Smith set this up really nicely, right out in that ripple strip there to go as wide as possible as well. Ferrin has to just cut a little bit of his line there to get that proximity back, and you can see he's got that screamer pipe out through the bonnet as well.
Flash Smith was just a little bit shallow there on the first corner, which meant that Jason came in. It's been good for the rest of the battle. They're going to run it round through the edge here and see if they can get a side. Will Flash go wide? He has. He's pushed it out nice and neat. Jason a little bit shallow. Let's get down to Damien in the pits and have a chat to Matt Hub.
Yeah, Matt, nothing like a bit of pressure. Obviously, we just had a chat with Brody, and he's out, and Ferrin has now gone through. So for the Tasmanians to get through, you need to knock Ferrin out. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, no pressure at all. No, I had a sick run with Jabbit, like he was dialed on point. So I've had a good battle now. I'm excited for Jason Ferrin. You know, we've had some past, round 3, round 4. I think it's about time we get to the top of him, and then we can get it for Brody.
No problem. So you think you can do it? Obviously, there was that Winton. You felt there was a bit of a power disadvantage for yourself. Are you able to jump over the top of that this time?
Oh yeah, we're set, ready to go. You know.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Look at the intensity in his eyes there for Matt Harvey. He is set to go after coming up against Jason Ferrin. In a couple of previous rounds, he wants that win.
Yeah, these guys are going to battle out hard. We're getting to the pointy end of the field. We're getting to championship deciders now. Going to be very exciting. Let's get down and see what Damien's got to find out from Jason Ferrin.
I know you've been out there busy doing drifting things, but there's a bit of stuff going on. Brody's out.
Out.
He's out. So basically you're going up against Matt Harvey now, and if he takes you out, Brody gets the championship. He reckons he's got a little bit of payback from Winton. How you feeling?
You know, I'm not really feeling the pressure. Like I said before, I'm just here to have a good time. I got the family here. I got the crew. The car's absolutely dialed. We're just loving it. The vibe's awesome. I'm all about a night round, just like we are down at Kiva Reap. So yeah, the crowd's awesome. We're just going to put on a show. Here to have fun. Sorry to hear, like Brody, that sucks.
So you're saying it's not that serious? It is serious, Jace. Come on. These guys they want it. So do you want it or not?
Look, I'll be stoked. You know, we built this car for this, and it's going off to D1NZ to do the same thing. So if we take it, you know, going over there with the, you know, number 1, you know, the title, you know, it'll be pretty cool. You know, the fam here too, just celebrating it. I'm sure it'll be an emotional thing.
Manifest.
Well, there you go. He's playing it down a little bit, Jason Ferrin, but we know he'd be very excited to take away a championship in his first year competing in the pro level here at Sydney Motorsport Park as part of the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Star Series, and he's back there. Great to see he's parked up next to the barracks. I'm pretty sure that's where he stole an alternator from.
Yeah, the boys always sharing parts amongst the pits. But here we go. Look at the top 4. We've got Saxon Moyes. I would have loved to see a great battle with him and Brody Marr, and then Scott Shembry taking him on in the top 4 battle.
But it's championship on the line here. Matt Harvey will take on Jason Ferrin. This will decide whether Jason Ferrin or Brody Mayer gets the championship for the 2022 series. Matt Harvey, can he do it? Well, let's have a look. We move into our top 4. We're going to start off with Saxon Moyes chasing down Scott Shembry, the Master Chef. It's the Master of the Apprentice right now.
Absolutely. The Master and Apprentice is absolutely correct. But I can tell you what, Saxon Moyes driving like he is been a lot more time in the seat than he actually has been. They flick it through here. Shembry switching back. He's shallow, very shallow there, and that's caused Saxon to stall up. Might have been a little bit of contact. You saw something pop off the car there. Out to that wall, fills the zone. A little bit unusual for Shembry. Maybe he's having a little bit of alternator dramas.
Yeah, I love Saxon Moyes' aggression for such a young driver there. He is not afraid to really go panel to panel in this battle. We'll have a look at the Tri-Ace replay. How close does he get? Scott Shembry gives him no room on the lead there. He's trying everything he can in the BMW, knowing he's brought a knife to a gunfight here with the BMW, but Saxon Moyes there just sticking nicely. Look at this transition through here. Oh, a little bit of contact made.
I thought I saw a bit of contact there, and that confirms it. Definitely a hit there. You see the cars too. Watch here as they come off the throttle. They're breathing fire, so I'm fairly sure the boys have turned them up a little bit. A good run from Saxon all over the back of that Hi-Tec Oils BMW.
And what are the implications of that contact, Dan?
Not a major one, mate. That's just a little bump nose to tail. It's when it's side-to-side contact or contact wheel-to-wheel that makes the big change. So nothing major from that one. Not even really a minor deduction.
Saxon Moyes now look at him in the lead, out on the edge of the concrete here. Let's have a look as he goes through the box section. Oh no, Scott Shembry's really shallow and he's stalled it up. You can see he has to get on the clutch there. The wheels stop for just a moment there and Saxon Moyes will get on all the power. He's nice and wide. Scott Shembry putting the nose in as much as he can.
Yeah, Saxon driving the wheels off the thing. You've got to remember they blew a diff apart in qualifying yesterday too, so the team working really hard there, John and all the boys in the trailer, to get this thing back out, and Saxon going to try and repay him with a podium finish tonight.
Let's have a look at the Tri-Ace replay, and Scott Shembry did a really nice job there. Got door to door as Saxon Moyes gets on the power. Now, this is where the car is very, very nimble. Look at this. Gets right on the line the judges wanted, maintains that flow where Scott Shembry came in shallow and stalled the car right up.
Such good car control from Saxon. He can place that car where he wants it. He's going to be a real star of the future. And you can see now as he's going around, he's hitting all of the zones right out wide. Look at how close to the edge he is, almost as far as anyone's been all night. And Scott just not quite able to match it.
There we go, Saxon Moyes through. Will he get on? Will he be on the podium? 1 or 2. With this one, the championship all on the line. Matt Harvey, can he do it for fellow Tasmanian Brody Murray? Needs to beat him. And Jason Ferris just ended a little bit early there and just lost a bit of proximity over Matt Harvey.
A bit of a bobble there from Jason. He's trying hard. He knows he needs to win this. He wins this and he gets the championship. He loses this and he loses the championship. This is a massive battle. Forget how relaxed he was in the pits. He needs to be all over it.
Here we go, Matt Harvey now down the back straight. They come into the final corner. He sets himself up, and Matt Harvey, he doesn't make mistakes very often, but the wheels just touch the dirt and now he's off. But the finish line, where was the finish line as he touched the dirt? Because that is what's going to change the judging.
Yeah, absolutely. If that is after the finish line, then that won't count. If it was before the finish line, it will count. And then we've got to determine, was it 2 wheels off? Was it 2 wheels off before the finish line? There's a bit to review there as a judge.
And I'm sure the judges will be reviewing that over and over again as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. It's up on screen now. Matt Harvey, he let out really strong, set himself up for that line, but Jason Ferrin with that early initiation there and just lost a bit of proximity, as we spoke about during the run. Matt Harvey, a nice transition through the box section there, and Jason Ferrin doing a really good job, and he does really well with this long wheelbase wagon.
It's just a little bit too aggressive there from Jason, and maybe a little bit slow from Matt on the entry, but watching the rest of the run, they've been pretty good, pretty consistent. I would have liked to see a little bit better proximity from Jason, and then you can see, I'm going to have to look at that again to see, even if I can tell whether or not that was before or after the finish line.
That one's going to have to be slowed right down, I think. Here we go, Jason Ferrin gets his chance to lead out. Now we know the barrel wagon is very, very gripped up and quick. The Acostal suspension, that doing its job. And Matt Harvey, a little bit of work there on the handbrake there as he emulates him through that middle section. Look at how close he is. You can see out the side there. He's trying to paint his red car purple.
Yeah, getting all over the door. He knows that he can't win the championship, but he wants to do it for Tasmania. The boys would love to see that trophy go back down there to the island state. And isn't he really sticking it to him? He could have got a bit closer there, I would have thought.
The Tri-Ace replay will show us as we look at it once again. Ferrin leads us out there, sets the car up nicely, and Harvey there was a bit straight. He's later on the initiation there. He's got a little bit wide and had to sacrifice a little bit of line there to catch that proximity back up.
Almost the opposite to what Jason did. Jason kind of over-initiated. Matt didn't initiate sufficiently. So, I mean, remember we judge lead line versus lead line, so lead run versus lead run. So it'll be Matt's lead run we judge first, then Jason's lead run. Both of them pretty similar. And then it comes back to the chase. So those boys both making an error there. We're going to have to really split tax to work that out.
Oh, and it is a one more time. No surprise here from the judges. They deliberated over that for quite some time, but we're going to run them again. And with the championship on the line, it's exciting here at Sydney Motorsport Park here. It's the final round. Will Jason get the championship or will Brady Mayer win? You can see Matt Harvey leading this one in the Power Plus Race Fuels S13 as he pulls it up there. Jason Ferrin does a nice job. No contact made and the big power out now.
Oh, a little bit shallow from Jason there. And interesting, just for the viewers at home, the judges are actually split. One said OMT, one said Matt, one said Jason. So, of course, that means one more time. Here we go. It was a genuine one. No one can split it. Watching through there, though, as they come across the line, to me, that's maybe a slight advantage to Matt, but I tell you what, you just got to watch everything.
We could watch this all night. We'll check out the Tri-Ace replay as they come through. He right out on that line for Matt Harvey again. Whatever the judges tell him, he just goes out and does in the lead run. He's very, very comfortable behind the wheel of that car. You see Jason Ferrin there. He's looking pretty comfortable as well. There's not a lot of handbrake use either.
No, not a lot of handbrake use, but he did just stall it up a bit there, and you could see him pedalling it pretty hard to get there. Matt Harvey seems to be developing a little bit of a nickname known as the surgeon, because he gets out there and he is surgical, he's clinical out there, and he gets on those lines so well. A good, solid lead run from him.
Well, always a lot more comfortable setting his own pace. Jason Ferrin now will set the barrel wagon into this final run. Remember, we can't have another one more time. It's going to have to be settled out of this battle. Jason Ferrin there on the switchback. Matt Harvey in the smoke. He's willing to risk it. The front bar's already gone, so he's bought himself another half an inch.
He has, absolutely, yeah, and you're exactly right there, Matt. This is sudden death one more time. If we can't split it at the end of this, we can look at all 4 battles to decide what we want to do. So there could be some deliberation. It's still pretty close in my book at this point, as we see Jason getting all the way down to belts as he goes across the line.
Well, let's check out the tri-ace replay. Jason sets himself up nice here in the barrel wagon. Gets a bit of angle in the first corner, sets himself nicely. There's a bit of work on the wheel that time. It's not as smooth as we've seen him previously, but Matt Harvey is right through the back quarter window. He is not letting him go anywhere. Dives a little bit shallow there to get the proximity back. Stall it up here, and Matt Harvey's everywhere. Every time you look out that window, that angle, he is right there.
Straight at that door, exactly where he's asked to be. We said no further forward than the A-pillar, which is the front pillar on the near the windscreen there, and Matt Harvey just surgically positioning his car exactly there.
Oh, look, they're waiting to the deliberation now, because the judges have had a hard time after a one more time, and Matt Harvey gets the win, and that will secure the championship for Brodie Mayer, and Jason Ferrin will end up runner-up. And look at this, here's Brodie, the Tasmanians, they unite.
Yeah, great to see, great camaraderie. I mean, I'm pretty sure Brodie would have absolutely no fingernails left after that, and of course shaking Jason's hand. They know the result, they know where it's at. What an epic battle.
You could really see the emotion on Brodie Mayer's face when he came out and as he walked back. And Matt Harvey, a sigh of relief there for him, and I can't wait for Damien to catch up with him.
Matt, how you feeling, mate? That was a roller coaster and a half. You Tasmanians are beasts, fair dinkum. You do such an amazing job. Professional teams, insane drivers. How do you feel taking it back for the state?
Oh, I feel it's amazing, for Brodie. He's done it awesome this year. So to get that car ready, free Jason, and then we can get home for the final, we're great. We're very happy.
Yeah, and it has been. I know you haven't had the season you exactly wanted. There's a little bit of sort of you're finishing it on a high, so it's good to see, mate.
Oh, we're still third in championships. Our first year, can't complain at all. Yeah. So great rookie year. Better next year.
Yeah. No, good job, Matt. Thanks for coming. Mr. Farron. How you feeling, mate? Happy? Robbed?
Let's go. Nah, I'm not fussed. Like I said, there's no pressure. I'm here for a good time. That was an absolute epic battle. He drove amazing. I got him twice. He got me once. But no, that was amazing driving, amazing battle. So who we got next?
Good question. Let's look into that.
Well, he's going to be taking on the Master Chef when it comes to the final rounds, but it's all set. Matt Harvey, Saxon Moyes. We'll be back after this short break. Check out our finals here at the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Star Series. Welcome back to the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Star Series for the final round here at Sydney Motorsport Park. It's the figure 8 configuration, and we've got our final 4 now. We are set for these epic battles to find out who's going to be third and who's going to be second and first here at Sydney.
We've seen some great battles so far. We've settled a championship, but we haven't settled the round. The battle for third, Scott Shembry versus Jason Ferrin.
But the big one for me, Saxon Moyes and Matt Harvey. Now, Matt Harvey was our number 2 qualifier, and he hasn't had a first-place podium this season. Saxon Moyes, well, he was second last round. Can he go one step up the young gun? Let's wait and find out. In the meantime, Damien's catching up with Scott Shembry.
Mate, I'm having flashbacks. We're at the figure 8, and the chef's out in the pointy end still at the end of the night. How you feeling, mate?
Nah, good, man. I'm stoked just to be here, obviously. The season we've had, so we're just going to send it for the last battle of the year and just see how we go.
Hopefully spray some champagne.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice to get on the podium and finish off the year in a high. But look, top 4 is really good and a little 300 kilowatt monster, so we're just going to go out there and give it hell.
Yeah, so obviously you did actually stick it pretty well with Saxon with the power difference. Ferrin's another beast again with the big horsepower. Have we got a bit of a different plan this time to try and even get a little bit closer, or?
I actually drifted up too much against Saxon, and the car was just way too drifted up, re-clutching everywhere. So I put the tyre pressures back up against Ferrin. We just want to have some fun, so let's go send it.
Go for it, buddy.
Well, it's always a great night when the Master Chef says, hey, I'm just going to go out and have some fun, which means he's going to blaze a whole heap of tyre. But what's happening with Jason Ferrin? Looks like he's pulling back into the pits. Maybe a 5-minute rule being called here for some mechanical issues.
Yeah, he's got the hazard lights on, so something's not quite right with that, and there you have it. He has called the 5-minute rule, so he'll take that back to the pits. He's still got that up his sleeve. Shembry now coming up to see what he can find out. Bit of information he'll be requesting.
Talking to the officials now to find out whether it is a 5-minute rule he's called or not. In the meantime, let's catch up with Damien and find out what's going on down there.
Yeah, Jace, obviously the guys are changing the tyres on the back. What's happened?
Yeah, so sorry to kill the hype like that. We just went out there and I just kicked the clutch to get him, start the warm of tyres process, and it was just violently vibrating. And I've had that before when a wheel's a little bit buckled, or I don't know, wheel weights are left on it or something like that. So it's definitely not worth breaking stuff or breaking a gearbox from it. So run her up.
So yeah, the boys are just going to start it up now and just check if there actually is still any vibration in it.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good to go.
It's always good when it can be something that simple, just changing wheels. But let's get it started now. The battle for third position in a Hi-Tec Oils Pro category. And Scott Shembry trying to stick it to the door of Jason Ferrin. He sets himself up nicely and then applies the power as he goes through this big first turn out there in the box as well. And Scott Shembry's doing everything he can in that BMW to stay with him.
Yeah, good start from Ferrin there. Shembry a little bit down on horsepower and now a little bit further back than he was at the start of that corner there. Jason Ferrin just skipping away, showing a clean pair of hills, filling out the zones. Shembry doing a good job too to fill out the zones, but that's going to be an advantage to Ferrin.
Well, he did say he pumped the tyre pressures up because it was too gripped up last time. Now he's lost a little bit of that grip, so when he's trying to chase down that proximity, he's really got to cut his line down. You can see that from the BMW there. Jason Ferrin, though, new tyres, new wheels, and that is looking very comfortable out in front. Goes through that box section really, really nicely, and then you can just see him apply the power here. And how close does he get to the wall? He leaves himself a good foot that time.
Well, yeah, the Tri-Ace replay really showing that he's got a little bit closer in previous battles than that one. But yeah, no, a good run from Jason. Like you said, that Barra Wags has definitely got a lot of grip, so maybe Shembry should have left the grip in it.
Here we go. He's going to lead this time, though, and you're going to have to see Jason Ferrin slow the car down possibly a little bit. What can he do there? As he throws a little bit early, you can see he has to make a correction as well there going into this one, but easily makes up that proximity now. Scott Shembry, nice transition, but he stalls the car up and he's shallow.
Yeah, not quite sure. Shembry just not quite getting that transition. He's not been on that line all night through there. He just hasn't quite got that worked out in that BMW. Jason doing a really good job in the chase position. Yes, there's a little bobble early on. A couple of viewers at home probably suggesting, he's got fresher tyres, so that might have made a difference. Of course, none of the battles have been started, so in the 5-minute rule, he can change both of those tyres over to make sure they're balanced and everything's working.
Here we go, check out the Tri-Ace replay. You saw that bobble there just at the start. We had to straighten, had to reset the car and get the angle right again. And then look at this, it slows right down. And Jason Ferrin did a really good job there not to make contact.
Yeah, and to keep the drift going, that's a really, really difficult thing to do in the chase position when a car in front of you does stall up. 9 times out of 10 there will be contact made, so Jason's done a great job to keep that out of there. You can see Shembry getting right out wide, probably the widest we've seen, but a little bit too wide, and then coming shallow across the line.
Well, look, a little bit of a party there as he goes to the finish, but this is the one. This is the final we're looking for. Will it be the young gun Saxon Moyes out of Queensland? Can he take the win over the Tasmanian? Matt Harvey, he's had a win before last season, Matt Harvey. Can he do it again? He's looking for the number 1 spot. He's already secured the championship for his fellow Tasmanian Brody Mayer, but he's looking for a win here at this round, the final round, and look how close they get through that middle section.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of grit or something on that track, because again, Matt just stalling a little bit, and once again, I just said it before, and he made a fool out of me. 9 out of 10 times over hit, and then we've seen 2 where they haven't. So Saxon Moyes just demonstrating his abilities, and look at how close he is to that Power Plus S13.
He just keeps probing away, doesn't he, with the 86. You can see that alongside emulating the angle, and then just puts the nose in a little bit. We'll check out the Tri-Ace replay and really show it up here, and look at Saxon Moyes sticking it to the door of the surgeon himself, Matt Harvey. How nice it's through the centre section there. He sacrificed a little bit of angle there to just keep that proximity going, but the emulation's fantastic from such a young competitor.
Yeah, Saxon Moyes in that East Coast Tyre and Auto doing a fantastic job and the 86 there. They stick it right up on the door all the way through, and what a chase. That is amazing.
Matt Harvey's just flirting with that edge of the concrete, isn't he? Last time he just grabbed it on the finish line. That time he made it through. But Saxon Moyes will lead us out, and he sets himself up nicely. Matt Harvey, can he do the same? Can he stick it to his door? We know the possibilities are there. Saxon Moyes nice through this transition and on the line. And Matt Harvey, it's almost like we've just watched the same run, but the cars have switched positions.
Absolutely. The boys have been on the blower to Matt Harvey and said, mate, you have got to really push. And he's fallen back here. A little bit of an error there. He's bouncing over the curbs in the background. And Saxon Moyes has bolted, keeps it just on the racetrack.
Oh, there we go. We got Jason Ferrin and the MasterChef watching on too. Let's check out the Tri-Ace replay on this one. Saxon Moyes sets himself up. Matt Harvey, look at see him working that handbrake there to pull the car up.
Yeah, diving right in there on the door. You can see sticking in there on the transition. Watch straight back in there on the door. You asked the guys in driver's briefing to do that, just to duck out and then duck back on the door. And he's demonstrated not once but twice. A little tap of the wall there if you saw it in the background. And that might have unsettled the car a little bit as he goes for that switchback, bounces over the curbs. And that could have been the deciding moment of the final.
Well, let's head down to our podium. As you can see, Jason Ferrin third position. Matt Harvey ends up runner-up in the final round, and Saxon Moyes gets his first win in the Hi-Tec Oils Pro category here, the Hi-Tec Drift All-Star Series. It's the final round here at Sydney Motorsport Park, and what a round it was, Dan.
Yeah, it was a fantastic round to watch. The figure of 8 never disappoints. It always has close, tight battles, and it's done it exactly the same again.
Let's check out how the championship ended up in our Hi-Tec Oils Pro category, and just by 11 points, Brody Mayer takes the win and will be taking that championship trophy back to the island of Tasmania. Jason Ferrin in second, Matt Harvey secures third spot, Glenn Omrod in fourth, just missing out on the podium, James Abbott fifth, Scott Shembry in sixth, Dale Campaign in seventh, and Patrick Barley eighth.
What an absolutely brilliant season. It's been an amazing thing to be part of. Great teams, great drivers. If you haven't been to a round, you really need to get down and check one of these out in 2023 when the series rolls round again. Australian drifting is in a wonderful place. We've got guys travelling from all over the country to be here at the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Stars. I've enjoyed myself. Matt, what have you got down on the podium?
All right, well, third position in our 2022 championship, Matt Harvey from Tasmania. Look, you got a big smile on your face, a wonderful way to kick off your maiden season.
Yeah, rookie season, great. Tassie 1 and 3, we can't be happier. I haven't been the best. Like the last couple of rounds haven't been the best. To get second and third in the championship, I'm thrilled. I'm happy as can be.
You lost for a couple of words. A lot of transport to do to get the car over here.
Yeah, like we spend at least 10 grand a year just to get the car over here. 10 grand an event, so it's quite costly, but it's worth it. To get third in the championship in the first year, can't be happier.
Massive shout out to the Tassie boys, huge effort. Brody definitely deserves that top spot. Is absolutely, like, the amount of effort that this guy puts in, the passion behind it. You don't get there, with just, rocking up with a street car or something. He's put all that effort in. He's cost himself a motor to get this far. So he should be proud, mate. Amazing work. I'm proud to be, this step below you. It's been amazing. Shuddering we couldn't get that battle today, but, maybe next season. So anyway, enough about him. There's more other people on here. So, and that top two, Matt and Saxon, he absolutely killed it. That was an amazing battle. Well deserved as well. I had great fun today. The car, I can't believe it. We built it, we only made it to the second round. I had my R33 the first round. I started drifting in a 33, so it's amazing to build my, dream car and to make it onto, the podium of the championship. First season into that car. My first season doing Hi-Tec, so that's amazing. Got to thank the crew, the whole Keeper Eat crew, Josh, Jesse, Corey, and all the guys back at the factory, and the media crew, everyone to do with Keeper Eat. They all support me, and they're absolutely amazing. Let's get to the sponsors. So, Keeper Eat, our aim is, to just bring this vibe to all around Australia. Just keep pushing drifting to where it needs to be. And it's great to see, what Hi-Tec's doing. It's amazing. It's not easy. Hi-Tec, George, Dan Mackey, Taylor Ebony, all the crew. It's not easy to do this stuff, so massive hats off to them. They're investing so much into this. It's so good to see. So thanks heaps, guys. And thanks, everyone.
Well, let's see if he's left you any words. Our championship winner for 2022, Brodie Maher from Tasmania. Is there anything left to say after that?
He covered a big shout out to all these boys on the podiums. I mean, this whole 21-22 championship has just been crazy. When we first started off, I've just got a little car built in my shed at home, with my mates, and we come to the first round and we're thinking, we'll see how we go, and it's pretty crazy to think we made it all the way against guys like Jason and Matt, and obviously young Saxon a couple of rounds, but just crazy to think we could put together like a program and a car and everything all out of Tassie to come here. So super proud of that, super proud of everyone that's helped me. Big shout out to all my sponsors, so Bonnie Energy, Island State Drift, Valino Tyres for this last round, ACL Race Series, Race Tech, Racewire, KC Custom, Origin Labo, Fly Home Mile, big shout out to Brandon, I think he's at home watching, Engine Recon Parts and SR Powered. But what a hell of a season, I can't believe we did it. I had to really count on my Tasmanian brother Matt to come through, never been more nervous, but we put it all on the line. Blew her up today, but not even fussed about that because we got number one. So.
How good is it to see Brodie Maher on the top of that podium? He started the championship off with 2 wins. What an epic night. It could have gone either way there. It came down to the Matt Harvey and Jason Ferrin battle, and he managed to get himself his maiden championship here in the Hi-Tec Oils Drift All-Star Series.
A great battle all the way through the championship. It could have gone either way here at this final round. It takes 5 rounds to get it done. You have to be on your game the whole way through. And the boys from Tasmania and Jason Ferrin from Victoria have done that to put on a great show.
Yeah, stay tuned for some big announcements coming your way in 2023 when we do it all again with the Hi-Tec Oils Drifting Australia social media pages. We can't wait to see what comes our way next year.
Mickey Moo, of course, departing us back to Ireland. What a competitor. We want to thank him so much for being with us. The bloke's always on fire. He's always there. He's always ready to rock and roll, and nothing seems to bother him.
We wish all the best to Mickey Moo and his family as they head back to Ireland. But it's all about next year now. 2023. It's going to be bigger and better. Can't wait to see you all then.
Welcome to FIA Pure Motorsport. On this week's episode, we'll crown the world champion in karting. We'll introduce you to Ferrari Academy driver Maja Voigt. Plus, we'll have great cross-country action from Baja, Poland, and much, much more from the FIA World of Motorsports. For the first time in 7 years, FIA Karting is back in Le Mans for the grandest prize of them all, the World Champion for KZ Gearbox drivers. It will also be the final event in the 13th Annual Karting Academy Trophy. It's time for a showdown in the Academy Trophy as the world's brightest and best young talents square up in equal machinery for the pride of their nation. Guillaume Bouzard of Luxembourg and Arthur Dorison of France are the best place to win the title. With the tight first corner at Le Mans, a clean start is hard to imagine, but Dubnitsky and Roos make a textbook launch down the first corner with everybody else moving rationally into pursuit mode. Title contender Guillaume Bouzard is passed by the resurgent Jindrich Pazel, who along with Dorison is making amazing progress. But as the laps count down, Dorison is heading closer to the top step. On lap 13, he overtakes Dubnitsky for second, which would be enough to clinch the lead for point standings by a single point with 6 laps still remaining. On lap 16, he puts the win and the title beyond doubt with the same convincing move on Weichselbäumer to grab the lead. With the loss of momentum for the Austrian evident, Dubnitsky pounces and moves up into second position. So Arthur Dorison, racing on his home circuit, is able to steal both the victory and the title at home, the first French driver ever to win this illustrious crown. For the fans in the grandstands, it's the perfect end to a terrific season, as is too for the Frenchman Arthur Dorison. Guillaume Bouzard finishes second in the final standings, with Colombia's Matias Orihuela third. For tension, suspense, and intrigue, nothing beats the KZ World Championship final. With champions from Europe and the world, direct drive and gearbox alike, and even ex-Formula One driver Jaime Alguersuari taking on the toughest race in the world, the winner will truly earn the title of world champion. Pole sitter Simo Puhaka leads Victor Gustafsson and Jeremy Iglesias into turn one with Pedro Hiltbrand, Senna van Wallstein, and Emilian Dehner in close range. But at the end of the lap, Gustafsson has taken the lead and Iglesias has almost joined him at the sharp end of the field. The young generation is in great form as Lorenzo Travisianuto found himself battling with Stan Pex and Tuukka Taponen. Even Adrien Renaudin can't hold them off, whilst up the road, Hiltbrand and Dehner are tripping over each other, allowing Senna van Wallstein to make one of the moves of the season at the final corner, which leaves Hiltbrand nowhere to go as he runs wide. Iglesias senses a gap looming ahead of him and dives inside Puhaka, which allows Milel to take advantage of the Finn as well. A little later, Iglesias catches his teammate in the lead, and his best chance to take it comes in lap 16, but as they don't want to hit each other, the Frenchman bails out. This is invitation enough for Noah Milel, number 31, and he claims second position just 2 corners later. Tony Kart seems like they are on the rise as Simo Puhaka makes his bid to end his career on the podium, but just as he makes his move, Iglesias retaliates and the Finn is vanquished. No matter what pressure his opponents apply, the Swede does not let his lead slip away, and after one of the toughest seasons of his entire career, Victor Gustafsson prevails against all odds and expectations to become world champion. Victor Gustafsson, the new world champion, Noah Milel from Sweden comes in second, and Jeremy Iglesias from France completes the podium in third. Maja Voig is unique in many ways. She's competed under 3 different flags in her racing life so far, and she's the first female racing driver to attend the Ferrari Driver Academy. This season, she's racing in the F4 Italian Championships with the Iron Lynx team and under the Belgian flag.
I was born in Spain, but then my dad is Dutch, my mom is Belgian, so it's a mix. I feel like all 3 of them, so I can't choose really.
This is the 18-year-old's second year in Formula 4, and just like many of her male colleagues, Maja started out in karting.
My dad was doing it for fun, going to the track, and I always went with him. And one day I got for Christmas a kart, and since then I just fell in love with it and never stopped.
After competing in her birth country of Spain for a number of years, Voig branched out into European karting in 2016, where she won the WSK Final Cup in the mini category. A string of solid performances throughout these years in karts attracted the attention of the FIA Women in Motorsports Commission, who invited the then 16-year-old driver along with 19 other girls to compete in the Girls on Track Rising Stars program, with the reward for winning this shootout being a place in the Ferrari Driver Academy.
Yeah, that was my opportunity to make the step, and now I'm with Iron Lynx, Iron Dames, and the Ferrari Driver Academy thanks to the FIA Women Motorsport, so it was amazing for me.
After months of intense preparation, training, scrutiny, and pressure, Maja Voig was selected to become the first ever female student of the world-famous Ferrari Driver Academy.
I mean, we work a lot. I'm there every week, every day. I live near Ferrari, so we do gym, so physically we are very prepared. Then we also do meetings and technical training to be as prepared as possible when we come into the race weekend.
But the step from karting to single-seater racing is a big one for any driver. Maja was no exception. Despite a pair of rookie podiums, she was unable to score any points during her first season.
My goal is to improve from last year, get better at what I did wrong last year, and just don't make the same mistakes.
In her second season, her progress is clear to see. She has already scored 8 times, regularly finishing the races in the top third of the leaderboard. All the hard work and dedication she puts into her sport is paying off.
She's very focused about the work, especially during the weekend, race weekend, and she's a really pleasure the work with Maya. I think the future for Shizet will be really good. I think this season will be the final season for her to close the history from the beginner for the future professional driver. I think she will be a really good driver in the future, especially for the professional.
I think you have to work hard, that's the main thing, and follow your dreams, never give up. At the end, when you put your helmet on, we're all drivers, so it doesn't make a difference. It's difficult to say, but I think it's just good as many girls as possible to get there. It will help to younger girls to start racing as well, so I'm not the only one, there's so many girls already doing that, so yeah.
40 drivers from 25 different nations take to the track for the 5th round of the FIA Certified Italian F4 Championship at the Red Bull Ring. It's an eventful weekend in Spielberg. 4 races are held for the first time this season. Kimi Antonelli leads in the overall standings with a 36-point cushion over Rafa Camara. Alex Dunn, who is currently in excellent form, is in 3rd place. New in the F4 Italian Championship is the American Ugo Ugochukwu, who immediately qualified for the first row of the grid and is starting next to his Prima Racing teammate Rafael Camara. Camara with the best start. From the 2nd row of the grid, Taylor Barnard shoots forward and attacks Ugochukwu. After the first turn, the Brit passes him for 2nd place, and the American gets pressure from Wharton and Alex Dunn. They enter the bend side by side. Wharton and Ugochukwu have to swerve to the outside, and Dunn moves up into 3rd place. In turn 4, Ivan Dominguez spins and takes Alfio Spina into the gravel. After the safety car phase, Barnard immediately attacks the leading Camara and is successful. In the next corner, Camara is too close to Barnard and loses his front wing, which slides under his car. Alex Dunn takes advantage of the situation and passes both drivers. James Wharton does the same and takes 2nd place. Without a front wing, Camara slows down and Barnard drops back as well. Camara heads into the pit lane, and US Racing's Nikhil Bora and Ugochukwu move up into 3rd and 4th places respectively. While Dunn and Wharton can pull away, Nikhil Bora and Ugochukwu have a great fight for 3rd place, with Ugochukwu coming out on top with a nice maneuver. He then tries to get past James Wharton, but Wharton successfully fends off his attacks until the finish line. Alex Dunn takes his 2nd win of the season. James Wharton finishes in 2nd, and in his first F4 Italian race, Ugochukwu finishes on the podium in 3rd. In the 2nd race, Kimi Antonelli celebrates a lights to flag victory. Rafael Camara is 2nd, and Alex Dunn with another podium finish in 3rd. In the 3rd race of the weekend, Kimi Antonelli and Ugochukwu are in the front row of the grid. Taylor Barnard and Kasper Stutska are directly behind them in the 2nd row. Antonelli with a great start. Ugochukwu tries to defend 2nd place, but gets a lot of pressure from Taylor Barnard, who overtakes the American driver. Also, Konrad Laursen takes 4th place from Stuttgart. Antonelli is still leading, but all the drivers are close together. Too close. In a tight turn, Taylor Barnard touches the rear wheel of the Italian with his front wing and damages his tire. The tire loses air, and Antonelli can no longer control his car and has to let the field pass. Barnard now leads ahead of Stuka, with Larsen followed by 2 more Prima Racing drivers, Ugochukwu and Charlie Wurz. Here's the decisive scene again, not only for Antonelli, but also for Barnard, who damages his front wing. While the Englishman slows down and has to give up the race to Stuka, Kimi Antonelli finally arrives in the pit lane for a tire change. Barnard is falling further and further behind while Stuka maintains his lead position. Ugo Chukwu, number 3, and Konrad Larsen fight for second place. In the end, the American has the better end for himself. Kasper Stuka earns his second Italian Formula 4 win of the season, Ugo Chukwu with another podium finish, and Konrad Larsen completes the podium in third. In the last race, Alex Dunn crowns his successful weekend with another victory. Kimi Antonelli secures second place and important points in the overall standings. Ugo Chukwu takes his third podium finish in third place. Kimi Antonelli extends his lead in the overall standings to 61 points. Alex Dunn is now only 4 points behind Rafael Camara. The 8th round of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine took place at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. The first 2 races were marked by many interruptions. In the end, the Van Amersfoort Racing drivers celebrated an unexpected double victory. With 2 laps left to go, they were still in 2nd and 4th place. Then Kaz Havercourt overtook Pierre-Louis Chauvet, who had been leading for a long time, and took the lead after moving up from 14th on the grid. His teammate Joshua Dufek first overtook Dino Beganovic to advance to 3rd place, and then he passed Pierre-Louis Chauvet shortly before the finish line to take 2nd place with the lead of 0.13 of a second. In the second race of the weekend, Hadrien David celebrated a lights to flag victory. The Frenchman controlled the action from the very beginning and had little competition throughout the race. Second place went to Dino Beganovic, who thus extended his lead in the overall standings ahead of Gabriel Mini, who came only 4th. Joshua Dufek completed his good race weekend in Austria with another place on the podium. The 6th stop of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship took place at the Circuit Zolder in Belgium. Although Norbert Kisch had a comfortable lead in the overall standings and has already celebrated 11 wins in the first 5 rounds, the weekend showed how balanced the championship is with 4 different winners in 4 races. In the first race, Sascha Lenz took the lead from Kisch at the start and never really relinquished it. Although Kisch turned up the heat, Lenz managed to keep the Hungarian at bay. In the second race, the start decided the victory. Jochen Hans snatched the lead from pole sitter Andrei Kurzim with a superb start. He pulled away from the field behind and disappeared down the road to secure an unchallenged win. The third race was again a clear affair for Norbert Kisch. The Hungarian celebrated his 12th win of the season with a lights to flag victory. Jochen Hahn and Sascha Lenz finished 2nd and 3rd behind Kisch. In the 4th and final race of a successful weekend in Zolders, Adam Lachko prevailed. Antti Horto won the 2022 FIA European Drag Racing Championship title in the top fuel category. Reaching the final at the last event of the season was enough for Horto to do so. There, the Finn lost to Susanne Kallen. For Kallen, it was her 2nd consecutive victory, and she also claimed the win at the Hockenheimring. In the final standings, Kallen finishes 2nd with rookie Ida Zetterström rounding out the podium. Polish veteran Krzysztof Howocic and co-driver Łukasz Kurzeja dominated the Kolumna Medica Baja Poland, winning all 5 timed sections on a 3-day event to seal the victory in their X-Raid-built Mini John Cooper Works rally by a huge margin of 17 minutes 59 seconds. Title favorite Yazid Al-Raji's challenge for maximum FIA World Cup points ended abruptly in the 3rd stage when his Toyota Hilux became engulfed in fire and was completely destroyed in the incident. The Baja Poland was also the final event of the FIA European Cup for cross-country Bajas. Polish driver Michał Maluszyński arrived in Szczecin with a 3-point cushion over Portugal's João Ferreira in the battle for the FIA European Cup Drivers' title. Ferreira and co-driver David Monteiro managed to pip the Pole and his wife Julita to the runner-up spot by 54.9 seconds. The result also meant that Ferreira clinched the FIA European Cup Drivers' Championship by 4 points. If you look at the team names on the cars in the FIA European Historic Rally Championship, one thing immediately stands out. With many teams, you talk about the Mecklers, the Meyers, or the Grahams. In no other sport do you meet so many couples who do the sport together.
Yeah, it's just lovely to do stuff together, and doing motorsport is something where the team's important as well. So it's lovely that we can kind of do that together and do something that we enjoy and rely on each other's expertise.
I think it's one of the best sports to see how a relationship works in all conditions. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, so you have everything from very down to very high.
Gerrit Zeuner has been sitting next to Karl Wagner in the yellow Porsche 911 SC since 2009.
I think we are completely different in lot of things, but at the end we are always a good team.
A very good team. The two of them have already won 4 times together, but driving in a rally together does not only bring them trophies and awards.
It brought a lot to our relationship because I think this is a job. He has to listen me, and he in private life or also we always also working together. He doesn't listen so much like in the race car. And he has to talk to me because normally if he is not in good mood or he is angry or whatever, and this is normal in life, he doesn't talk to me. And during race we are a team all together with the mechanics, the whole team, and he has to talk to me any time a day.
In rallying, communication between driver and co-driver is vital, and this can also be translated into a partnership.
So I think it's communication and being able to really listen to the other person whenever it really matters. In fact, some of our friends in the historic rallying, particularly the wives, have reflected that maybe during competition in historic rallying is the only time the husband really listens.
Ernie and Karen Graham have been married for over 30 years, and it's almost as long ago that they drove a rally as a team for the first time. What used to be unusual is now quite normal at the historic rallies, couples competing together.
I think it's because it is a high degrees of trust in the car, and you achieve that perhaps over a long marriage, perhaps. But there are lots of women co-drivers generally, so yes, it's a good thing to do. The couples who play together stay together, so that's always been that was true.
That was also the thought when Stefan and Renata Meyer were looking for a common hobby.
We looked for a sport we can do together, and in the beginning we make some oriental rallies, so you have to look for the way, and she drove and I was on the co-driver because she can't read papers and during driving because she got a little bit sick, and she learned it, and so we changed the cars, and I want to drive a little bit faster, so we began in '85 rallying.
And as they say in rallying, if you can handle the disagreements in the car, you can handle them in life outside the car.
We are now married for 32 years, and I think we will have it to the end. So, as we say it at the church, since we die.
The 7th round of the FIA European Historic Rally Championship took place in the northwest of Spain in the beautiful province Asturias. In Category 1, for cars built before 1969, Ernie and Karen Graham celebrated their 6th win of the season and took the title in Category 1.
One right through houses, turn 4 left at junction. One right through houses, turn 4 left at junction.
In their Ford Escort twin cam, the British couple posted the fastest Category 1 times on all 6 stages of Day 2 and finished the Rally de Asturias Histórico 8th overall. In Category 2 for cars built between 1970 and 75, Britain's Will Graham and his Irish co-driver James O'Brien finished 6th overall in the Ford Escort RS 1800 and won Category 2.
2 left and 2 left. It's a turn 4 right. Turn 4 right. Into 2 right. 40. Long 1 right time.
This was Graham's 2nd win in a row. In Category 3 for cars built between 1976 and 1981, Zippo and Nicola Arena went into Day 2 with a comfortable lead, not only in the category but also in the overall standings. But that did not mean that the Italians took it easy. They set the fastest times on all 6 stages of Day 2. Zippo took his 5th Category 3 win of the season to seal the Category 3 title for the 2nd year in a row and the win in the Rally de Asturias Histórico. The Italian crew finishes 4 minutes 42 seconds ahead of Antonio Sainz and Carlos Risco in the Subaru Legacy Turbo 4-wheel drive. The Spanish duo moves ahead of Mats Merzel and Esco in their Ford Sierra RS Cosworth 4x4 to secure the Category 4 win for cars built between 1982 and 1990. Merzel and Unita finished 3rd amongst the EHRC contenders overall and 2nd in Category 4. Zippo and Nicola Arena win the Rally de Asturias Histórico ahead of Spain's Antonio Sainz and Carlos Risco. 3rd place goes to Mats Merzel and Esko Juntila from Finland. That's it for today. On our next episode of FIA Pure Motorsport, we present the all-important decisions of this motorsport season. We'll show you the champions of the FIA Autocross Championship, and we'll crown the European Truck Racing Champion. Till next time, take care, everybody, and ciao.